He was literally like a crazy person when they picked him up. Just bizarre. I mean, this guy did everything wrong. Another fatal DWI. On May 3rd at 10:30 p.m., Amandeep Singh, a 34-year-old man, was driving in Jericho, and he's driving a large vehicle. He was driving a 7,000-pound Dodge Ram, and he was driving 95 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone, and he collided with a Alfa Romeo that had 4 teenagers in it, a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, and 2 14-year-olds. The 2 14-year-olds died at the scene, and the 16 and 17-year-olds were seriously injured. The things that the individual, Amandeep Singh, said to police when they found him, I mean, this guy did everything wrong. He was drunk, he was drinking tequila, or at least he had an empty tequila bottle in his car, plus he had cocaine in his bloodstream as well. After he had been in this accident, he ran from the accident. He didn't stick around and see if anybody was hurt. He didn't do anything a normal, rational, sober person would have done. He got out and ran, and police found him hiding behind a dumpster in a shopping center parking lot not far away. And when they did find him and identified themselves as Nassau County Police Department, he asked them what they were doing there. How did they, this is New Jersey, what are you doing here? He was so drunk, he thought he was in a different state. The parts that really grabbed my attention were the things that he said to the police, who were all wearing body cameras at the time, all of which, when you hear what he said, doesn't sound like a 34-year-old man. It sounds like a drunk kid at a high school party. He told them that he wasn't driving. He told them that he was a millionaire. He told them that he shouldn't be prosecuted. He told them that he was hanging out with all these women that day and, don't tell my wife. He told them that he wasn't drinking. He told them that he was drinking. In his drunken state, he basically told them everything eventually. Exactly, how he was culpable for the events that transpired. All 38 video cameras that were rolling on him recorded everything he said, and all of that is evidence in this prosecution. During his court appearance, Mr. Singh's only other words besides yes, 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 when they were asking him, are you Amandeep Singh, are you this age? The only thing he said in court was, and how do you plead? He said, not guilty. That was it. That was the only thing he did, which honestly kind of shocked some of the victims' family members. I heard 1 or 2 of them say, oh my God, when he said not guilty, based on the fact that he had looked straight into the police officer's body cameras and told them exactly what he did. I ran down his lawyer, I caught up with him in the hallway, and I asked him about his client, how's he feeling? He gave what I thought was a pretty tone-deaf description of what he thought his client was feeling. He said that he's hurting, that his client is hurting, and that he's just waiting to see, what all this evidence is going to be. In other words, he doesn't remember any of the things that he told the police that they have recorded on all this video. And he's waiting to see, what the hell did I say to the cops? And he's worried about that. He didn't say, he's really sorry that he killed these 2 14-year-old kids, that their lives are snuffed out because he wanted to go drink tequila shots and cheat on his wife and do blow. He didn't say that. I've heard in the past, I've heard from other cases that I've covered, when you talk to the lawyer and say, how is your client feeling? And they say things like, they're just distraught. They're just destroyed by the fact that, 2 young lives were snuffed out, and this is a terrible, terrible situation. I've heard stuff like that before, but this particular individual is not taking any kind of responsibility for this situation at all. So Mr. Singh's next court appearance is July 25th, and we're going to be there to follow this case all the way through to see. We're going to have to unfortunately sit through all of those exhibits and watch all of the statements he made to police. If you're interested in hearing what goes on behind the scenes when covering stories like this for the New York Post, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button.